The following podcast is a part of RadioMisfits.com. And now it's time for the Mr. Nailsin Show. All right, yes, once again, this is the Mr. Nailsin Show, episode 493.
Oh my God,
Yes,
we're getting closer to
Bob.
500 every
Red,
week.
there's no one here named Bob.
I mean,
well,
of course
maybe I'm
not.
calling out Bob Iger.
Oh, no, that was just outrageous. Just so disrespectful, and it tells you all you need to know about who Elon Musk is.
He's a goddamn American hero.
Oh my God, shame.
Well, yes, Elon Musk told advertisers to go fuck themselves instead of bending the knee to their extortion. At this, symposium or what have you, but Bob Iger, CEO of Disney, was in the audience, and so he said, "Hi, Bob," which was one of the entities that pulled their advertising from X, formerly known as Twitter. And all of this is in response to Elon Musk from the left because he took Twitter away from them, and it's had a devastating effect on their messaging ability because of its popularity. And this is after Media Matters, which again, if you're still listening to Media Matters, that tells us all we need to know about the level of your intellect. But they did this defamatory hit piece on him, claiming that it was all anti-Semitic and white supremacist stuff on Twitter. And of course, he demonstrated how they did it and all this sort of thing. But nevertheless, the smear upon him is that he was in league with anti-Semitism and whatnot, when in reality he was illustrating the problems with the ADL, and that the ADL is little more, well, not a little more, it is just a leftist political group. And then suddenly remembers its roots in this outbreak of anti-Semitism here and there in response to the Israeli-Hamas war, and the argument that sprung up out of this was by quite a few people, like Candace Owens. I see. Well, hey, where were the tears when all the racist attacks were on white people by groups very much like these supposed pro-Palestinian groups? Very striking resemblance to BLM, Antifa. Yeah, you just trade out the costume, you know. But anyways, like, hey, you didn't give them any support and all that sort of thing. So that's the type of thing that what goes around comes around type deal and all of that. And that's basically what it was. But this was looked at as a chance, and everyone fell in line. And so there's this massive boycott of advertisers on X, and it will have a detrimental impact on the finances. I mean, he said as much. If he can't replace them or what have you, it could collapse the company. But in the long run, it's like that market is still there, and that's where just solid business-wise you go for it, for the maximum amount of eyeballs you can get on your advertising. So when this dies down, he's probably going to have to deploy the Rush Limbaugh method, which Rush would get this all the time, where they would go after and target his advertisers, to bankrupt his endeavor. And when this would happen, when they would leave, some, after it died down, would try to come back, and he would either outright reject them, or the price is higher now. Which means, because, hey, look, you created a risk. So yes, it's more costly to deal with you now. And that's the situation they're going to face trying to come back. But speaking of Disney, oh boy, they got bigger problems than X. Their movies are dying because their brand stinks like poo.
Oh my God,
it's their own damn fault. The Marvels, of course, bombed spectacularly, and the only way the Marvels is ever going to do well is if the health of Marvel overall was good, which it isn't, and it's been destroyed.
That's what happened.
Not the least of which by their woke politics and what have you. So Wish, which does have woke themes in it, And even if it didn't, would probably still not do well because the overall brand is ruined. Nailsin Peltz has got his proxy war back on.
No.
But
Somebody
should he
stop
take
him.
a win? And I don't
Somebody.
see how he does it
Just
really at this
stop
point. Unless there's something up Iger's sleeve, which I doubt. He's just, all he can do really is come in and slash a lot of stuff and try to shore it up in the hopes that they could get the word out that it's a new day at Disney, in the hopes that parents will return. But see, a thing like Wish coming out in the midst of the holidays, which normally a movie like that should do rather well, if not win out, because, families can take their kids to a cartoon movie, but they don't trust the brand with their kids anymore. And
Trust Disney with kids?
fault.
Hell no. Hell
So, there you go.
no.
So a lot of franchises have been committing suicide over the past 10 years, and one of them was Doctor Who, but hopes sprung eternal that there would be a savior, and people believed that there might be. When the best of the three showrunners that knew Doctor Who has had was, by all accounts and based on numbers and whatnot, was Russell T Davies. And so suddenly, after saying he would never come back, it was announced that he was coming back to start a new series of Doctor Who. So the Doctor Who was on death's door. By all accounts, was canceled after the Chibnall's run with Jodie Whittaker.
Please.
And the rumor was that the regeneration scene was shot with it just fading to black. You didn't see who she turned into. So Russell T Davies comes, talks David Tennant into coming back, and of course David owes Russell T Davies a great deal. So he comes back to reprise for these 3 special episodes they're going to do for the 60th anniversary. Hey, great timing, And all the excitement was there. There was some amount of outsourcing of the property now, and but then heard that it was going to be distributed through Disney. Whoops. Then he started casting trans actors, and the actual new Doctor, Shudigawa, was a gay man. I don't know if that'll be a part of his storyline. I now think probably it will be. But anyway, and then even before the first episode aired, he pretty much told you what the intentions would be. First, he said no retcon of the Timeless Children, which absolutely destroyed the lore of Doctor Who.
So what?
It's Last Jedi level devastation to the brand. More so than casting a woman to play the character. That's really nowhere near as destructive as that storyline was. So then it was like, ugh. So at best you could hope for that he would just ignore it and do basic Doctor Who adventure stories. Then they did this special for the charity Children in Need special, where he brings back Davros. Oh, yeah, the Daleks and everything. Oh, but he had to change Davros to speak about people with disabilities being depicted as evil. So it told you everything you needed to know about what the shows would be.
It's great.
Preaching and lectures and tokenizing people is all it would be. And that's what the show was. You had the basic plot from an old Doctor Who comic strip there, but the rest of it is just talking about how just sexual bigotry against men, where the actual culmination of the plot is that the Doctor's an idiot because now he's a man again.
It's a good thing. It's
or
great.
he's male presenting.
Amazing. Fantastic
It
even.
makes it sound like he opens his pants all the time and shows it all. So stupid. The trans actor can't act, and it's just tokenized. All you know about the trans actor is the trans character is, the trans actor is trans. There you go.
So what?
That's it. And then is magical and super duper pooper scooper because Donna Noble gave birth to this child and shared her Time Lord essence with him that she had received from the Doctor. That whole plot, if you're familiar, you'll understand. But don't worry. There's no point getting into it anymore. And that's that. And oh God, it was terrible. Smirking people who could barely act, looking down on the Doctor, and you are all awful, terrible people, and I don't know, the future's female, but you just need to transition so you can be a part of that. I don't know, whatever.
So
it was crap.
So what?
It was lazy.
That's a good thing.
And then everything is magically solved at the end.
Amazing.
There was really no
even.
attempt at a plot feasible for it, so it was just terrible. So that's it. It's over. So Doctor Who remains dead. I know there was hope for regeneration. It didn't happen this time, so that's that. So there you go. So stick around. As promised, more Bear and Void this episode, some Nailsin news. And then we'll see you next week. You're listening to the Mr. Nailsin Show here on RadioMisfits.com. This is a Nailsin News Bulletin. Florida man arrested for masturbating while on a bicycle. Hello, I'm Mr. Nailsin. In a lewd feat of multitasking, an ex-con was arrested for indecent exposure after he was spotted masturbating while riding a bicycle. A female witness told police that she spotted a man, later identified as Timothy Graham, 44, exposing his penis while masturbating while riding his bicycle. In a parking lot in Indian Shores, a Gulf Coast town south of Clearwater, Florida. Graham was later spotted by police, and the victim said she was 100% confident he was the man she saw pleasuring himself on the bike. When Graham was first contacted by police, the zipper to his pants was down. Graham, who claimed to have been sleeping in a park, was asked if he had engaged in the alleged lewd conduct. The defendant advised he was in the park. Charged with exposure of sexual organs, Graham, whose address is listed as an apartment building in nearby Largo, was booked into the county jail where he remains in lockup in lieu of $150 bond on the misdemeanor count. Until earlier this year, Graham was a state prisoner, having been convicted in 2001 of attempted murder, arson, and burglary. In one of the several blazes he copped to, Graham splashed gasoline around a Largo house and ignited the property, which was occupied by 6 individuals. Sentenced to 25 years in prison, Graham was released from state custody 6 months ago. Well, look on the bright side. At least now he has a less destructive hobby. This has been a Nailsin News Bulletin. Like the sound of my voice? Yes, you know you do, and you want to hear it in the best way possible. So why not get yourself some headphones and accessories from Tweaked Audio? Key features include 8 colors and styles, mic'd and non-mic'd versions, designed to sound great for music and talk. Noise-reducing design with a lifetime warranty. So head over to tweakedaudio.com and use discount code Mr. Nailsin at checkout for 33% off and free worldwide shipping. That's Mr. Nailsin, MrNailsin. It's not case sensitive, but it is all one word. That's tweakedaudio.com.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Jeez.
Whew.
Oh, God,
Yeah,
that was horrible.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's what you Neanderthals get when you interfere with technology you don't understand. Yeah, well, when you point a gun at somebody and threaten them, you kind of force the situation, don't you think? I was clearly in the midst of negotiating the situation, and you overreacted. Yeah, well, I guess I'm something of a shoot first and ask questions later. Well, I shot. Now here's the question. Where the hell are we? Well, originally, we were supposed to be teleported to Barron's Time Tower, but thanks to you zapping my teleport chamber, there's no telling where we are. We could be anywhere at any time. Fear not, Count the Reckon. You are not lost. You are found, and you are right where you were meant to be. On trial for your crimes against the Empire of Troy.
Oh no. The Trojans.
And now it's time for the adventures of the Baron Void.
So, this is Troy. If it had, of course, survived the Trojan War, which in this universe it did.
Oh, Papa, look! There's a sculpture of the Trojan horse. And it appears to be a representation of it being destroyed by some god of some sort.
Yes, well, that's to be expected, Biddy. All right, let's see here. Ah, yes. Strong signal of both Russell and Miss Montgomery. It's leading to that building down there. Looks to be a correctional facility.
Jail? Why would they put Thief and Lola in jail?
Oh, I've no doubt that the machinations of Count Reckon to blame, Biddy. So, now we must come up with a strategy how we are to extricate Russell and Miss Montgomery from themselves. As for Reckon, it's everything in me will allow to see him stay in his cell and suffer his fate. But no doubt, trouble he could still cause. Best take him with us, too.
But, Papa, I mean, standing here in Troy, and especially looking at that sculpture of the Trojan horse, I can't help but wonder why we do not correct the situation from the beginning. Now that we have the Pan, we could undo the timeline, and Cliff and Lola would never have been in the trouble they're in now.
I did consider it, Biddy, of course, but upon further thought, the risks are too great. We'd best err on the side of caution, rescue our friends, and Reckon, and be on our way, and let sleeping dogs lie.
Sleeping dogs? But this sleeping dog is an entirely alternate timeline, an entirely different universe.
Biddy, I'm just going to have to insist that you trust my judgment on these matters, and give me more time later on. Perhaps I'll explain all the details in detail. Yes. In the meantime, must make haste in order to save Russell and Montgomery.
So, Reckon, how long do you think they'll leave us in this cell?
Oh, not very long.
Ah, so they're in quite the hurry to fry you.
No. Well, probably, yes. But we'll be long gone by then.
What do you mean? You got a plan to break out?
Something of that nature.
Well, I'll believe it when I see it, Reckon. This place looks pretty locked down and sealed tight. I just hope Lola's okay. What the hell's the matter with you? What the hell are you doing?
Oh man, we just get locked up in here. You gotta take a dump. What? Don't put your hand up there. Oh, what the hell?
Almost. There we are, at last.
You know, I could have lived a long and happy life having never seen that.
Well, I apologize, Detective Russell, for you having to witness that ordeal, but it was the only way for me to retrieve the key to our escape.
The key to our escape was up your ass.
Well, where else was I going to hide it? They gave us a full strip search, you know.
Yeah, they did. Plus, they put us through that scanner thing that saw everything down to our bones. How are you able to conceal that?
Oh, well, as you can see, it's within a special containment baggie.
Yeah, I don't need to look at
Undetectable to their scanners.
Yeah, all right.
The prisoner is secured and prepared. Ah, very good, very good.
Look, I don't know how you do things here, but experimenting on a prisoner goes against any code of ethics upon any society that has any concern for human rights.
You were found to be in the company of the traitor Count Reckon. Therefore, any claim to the rights for you are now forfeit. We know Reckon will escape. He is a very resourceful man, and it is his secrets that we wish to discover, and simply questioning him will not suffice. So we need a spy within his group.
But I'm no friend of Count Reckon, believe you me.
But that's just it. I don't believe you. So we took advantage of our scenario here where, as policy demands, we separated you from your male companions. And whilst they wait in their cell, we will outfit you with cybernetic nanobites that will enable us to track Reckon and lead us to his true secret of power. That will enable our victory over the Atlanteans.
What? No! What?
Well, don't worry, because I have good news and bad news. The good news is you won't remember this procedure at all. The bad news is it will be excruciatingly painful.
What?
Dr.
Wait!
Ruskon,
Wait!
you
No!
You have been listening to Baron Boy. Written, produced, and performed by me, Douglas Nelson. Music comes courtesy of Kevin MacLeod and other public domain sources. This is a Nailsin News Bulletin.
Florida man takes a dump on a dead rodent. Hello, I'm Mr. Nailsin. In the long storied history of American jurisprudence, these words have never previously appeared in a police report or court filing. The defendant was observed defecating on a deceased possum with his pants lowered and his anal region exposed. The unusual and repulsive incident transpired around 5:30 p.m. in full view of the motoring public during busy traffic times on a street in Clearwater, Florida. Police allege that Rudy Wilcox, 45, was observed by an officer relieving himself upon the late marsupial as rush hour traffic passed by. After being read his rights, Wilcox denied the allegations and contended that the officer doesn't see straight. However, as the affidavit states, physical evidence was viewed at the scene which corroborates the allegations alleged. Well, hopefully an eyewitness account will be enough and it wasn't required to collect it. Wilcox was arrested for exposure of sexual organs, a misdemeanor, and booked into the county jail on $150 bond. He remains behind bars, which probably has a toilet. We can use that, hopefully, no nearby rodents will, Yeah. Oh boy. Well, let's just hope that the possum really was dead and wasn't playing it. This has been a Nailsin News Bulletin. The Mr. Nailsin Show is brought to you by me, Night Night. Head over to indieplanet.com to get your copy of the Night Night comic book so that you can actually see me in action in my one-man war on crime. Shut up, Boo-o, God damn it! I do the announcements. Oh, God, no one gives a crap about Boo-o.
I'm part of the team, man. Tell them about false advertising. God,
stupid idiot.
I help Night Night fight crime, and we blow stuff up and do a lot of damage. and of course, people get mad at us when we do. But
it's a war on crime, and in every war there's collateral damage.
I mean, well, I guess it isn't one-man war because
exactly.
It's a two-man war on crime.
All right, anyway, we're running out of time. Don't miss this opportunity to get your hands on the adventures of Night Night
and Boobo.
The Night Night comic book available at indieplanet.com. Next time on a special Christmas episode of My Brother's Keeper.
Now, a lot of people, some movies for Christmas time, and some of their favorite ones is, of course, the Christmas Carol, but they're like 300, yeah. And then, of course, It's a Wonderful Life. That's a good one there with Jimmy Stewart. And I don't think they ever remade that one. That would be dumb, stupid to do. They won't have, but that's a good one. And then, of course, Christmas Story. I like that one, yeah. But you know what? My most favorite is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer movie. That's a cool story. Him and that gay Dennis and stuff. Oh, that's great stuff. What? Yeah, what I do now?
Don't you smart mouth me, goddammit! Here, smell this.
What? A Christmas stocking? What's wrong with? Oh!
Yeah, smell familiar, Daryl. Yeah, it should. God damn it! What kind of a sick perv uses a Christmas stocking as a cum ring?
Well, Earl, I was going in there through the decorations, and they had that little Tinkerbell ornament, and then, well, it turned me on. So, one thing led to another.
No, God, no. What am I going to do with you? What am I going to do?
I don't know.
Come on, guys. It's Christmas.
That's next time on My Brother's Keeper. This is a Nailsin News Bulletin. A man pleasured himself, then departed from a Kum&Go store. Hello, I'm Mr. Nailsin. An Iowa man pleasured himself outside a Kum&Go store, then departed for his nearby apartment. According to police, victims called 911 to report an unknown male had sexual things to say to them and began masturbating in their presence while outside the convenience store in Iowa City. After a police canvass near the Kum&Go store, officers identified Kenneth Lee Kelly, 54, as a suspect in the public pleasure session. Multiple subjects from Kum&Go, neighboring businesses, and apartments identified the defendant as the subject. Contacted at home, Kelly denied he was the individual captured on the surveillance video. Kelly, however, confirmed he had clothing that matched the video and showed police a hat that was an identical match to the one worn by the suspect during the deed. A search warrant at Kelly's apartment resulted in the seizure of garments that matched surveillance and traffic camera video from the incident. Additionally, a photo lineup was conducted and victims independently identified Kelly as the Kum&Go masturbator. Kelly was arrested and booked in jail for indecent exposure. a serious misdemeanor for which bond has yet to be set. When questioned by police, Kelly reportedly claimed he wasn't exposing himself, but instead was just scratching his genitals. Kelly's rap sheet includes convictions for felony theft, narcotics possession, driving without a license, and marijuana possession. This has been a Nailsin News Bulletin. The views and opinions expressed during the Mr. Nailsin Show do not necessarily reflect those held by RadioMisfits.com. So, any complaints and or comments should be sent to @MrNailsin on Twitter, where they will be promptly ignored and or blocked.
So what? So what? That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Just so what? It's a good thing. It's great. Amazing. Fantastic even.